Hey everyone, Have I here bringing you a video discussing Diablo Immortal's revenue system and how bad actually is it comparing it to an OG gacha game, something I'm very familiar with, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Well, let's go ahead and dive right in. And for those who actually don't know, the namesake of this channel, Have is actually a character name I created back when I played Diablo for a ridiculous amount of time. And of course, when Diablo Immortal came out, I'm gonna play it. And I've enjoyed it to a point. And I think that's where everybody has had the same discussion piece, right? Is you enjoy the game for what it is, and then you get to a point where the monetary system comes in and you're like, boy, you really kind of have to spend money. It is still a free-to-play game, just like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, but the gacha mechanics or the loot box mechanics of it is where Diablo Immortal is getting a lot of flack. So I'm going to comparing it to a game that I'm very familiar with for the last 7 years in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and what does it actually look like? So the first thing I want to talk about is the currency system. And when I say currency, there's a lot of currency in Diablo Immortal, but the one a lot of people are talking about is their quasi-summoning system, and that's Legendary Crests. And it costs about $25 for 10 Legendary Crests, which is kind of like a multi for Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which is, you know, if you look at the cost involved, it's like $25 for 50 Dragonstones, which will get you a multi-summon, which is 10 character pulls for Dokkan, right? So now with sales and things of that nature, you're looking at $16, $17. So it's a little bit less. But I think the biggest thing when it comes to the differences between the two is the ability to gain currency like Dragonstones free throughout the gameplay, throughout the monthly celebrations, things of that nature. Whereas in Diablo Immortal, Legendary Crests you really can't get unless you're like paying for them. If you kind of look at the difference between the two, you're like getting what, one Legendary Crest per month. That's kind of how it's going right now versus, you know, hundreds of Dragonstones you can get free to play. Especially if you're starting the game, you can get thousands now, but it's a 7-year-old game, so I don't want to compare that to that. But like per month, you have all these different celebrations. You log in, you get free Dragonstones, things of that nature. Whereas Immortal, the Legendary Crest is really, really bad. But then on top of that, let's talk about the rates, because the rates is really the biggest difference when you're talking about, you know, the comparison for a gacha and a whatever this is for Diablo Immortal. So when you look at Dragon Ball, right, when you look at Dokkan Battle, depending on the banners that you summon, and it's again very hard to compare these two because they're totally different games, but I just want to talk about the mechanics of it all. You know, every single month or so you have 1 or 2 units that are presented to you, and it's kind of like a collector system where you're like, hey, here's a new unit, it's a very good unit, it's going to help your team a lot, you can, you know, build new teams around, things of that nature, and it's going to cost you know, multiple summons to actually get it, but it's going to, the chances, you're getting about 5 to 7% chance per multi-summon that you're able to pull that unit, again, depending on the banner, Dokkan Festival exclusives, legendary summon, stuff like that. So that's like the chance of you get. Now, if you still need a rainbow, if you want to rainbow the unit, you're going to have to get 5 copies in total. So there's that, along with and then just the absorbent amount of other dupes that you're going to get along the way. So Dokkan is more like that collector system, whereas Diablo Immortal, when you're doing Legendary Crests, you're looking for these Legendary Crests to use within your character, more like a equipment slot versus a character slot, right? So a little different when it comes to that. And if you look at the probability to get the top tier, and that's what I'm talking about, top tier, same thing with Dokkan Battle, you want to get the top tier unit that comes out every single month. It's only a 0.5% chance that you're going to get a 5 out of 5 star. And 5 out of 5 stars are just extremely rare to get in the game, but you can still play the game, right? And I think that's some of the issues here is you can still play the game using a 2-star, 5-star, or just using 2-star to 1 stars. But you get to a level like the top echelon, and you have to spend money to even keep up with what's going on in these whales that are using all these dollars. Whereas whales in Dokkan Battle, yeah, they're gonna help them, but it's more of collecting versus like makes the game easier, but you're not doing like PvP. And I think that's a big issue with Diablo Immortal, is a PvP system there. There's a ladder system, there's, you know, fighting immortals, there's a lot of different things where your legendary gems, where you get, you know, how you get legendary gems from legendary crest is involved. So the rates are pretty horrendous, right? But just like any gacha RNG, you can get lucky and get these gems fairly easily. But it's going to be, you know, quite a huge chance, or 1 out of 2,000 chance. And think about 2,000 is going to cost you a lot of runs to actually do that. So there is something that's really neat that individual created, and I'm actually going to pop this up right now. And there is this simulator that someone created. Let me actually do this here. Simulator that someone created here, and I'll show like the link in the description, all this good stuff. Donate. There's a donate button, so definitely donate if you want to donate to this individual. And it's showing this $25 Rift simulator, and this basically is what these Elder Rifts and these runs is their gacha system. They're trying to make it, you know, like you have to run, you have to do this easy event, which is a Elder Rift, and then you get these drops, and then you use a loot box in a sense, and there you go. Here's what you have. So let's go ahead and run a few of these and show you kind of how this works here. So you kind of run, you say waste $25, and here's your chances of getting, you know, 1 star. Actually, we got one of these here, which is a very low chance, as you can see. I won't say a low chance, but you're looking at 2 out of 5 is a 3.75 chance. So it's actually, you know, I got really lucky there in actually capturing a 2 out of 5 star, right? So I do another one of these, and the one thing I like about it, it actually, you know, says how much money you're spending. So I got no luck there. I got 2 and 5 there. So, and I've seen people, there's 3. I've seen people get, you know, these drops, which drops like a bright white color versus like the normal legendary color. So, you know, you've seen those, but very rarely you see a 5 out of 5 gem. So you kind of just run these, and it's kind of fun to do. It's like, okay, how much would I have spent if I were to do this? And of course, we've gotten a 3 star, which is very lucky, but we haven't got a 5 out of 5 star or even 4 out of 5 stars. So I like just go ahead and click in this and just have fun with it. But there's one right here that we're gonna just run and see how much it actually costs to get a 5 out of 5. So I just reset here, and you can get very lucky, or it can cost you thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, right? So let's go ahead and click on it and see how this looks like. So we actually ended up getting a 4 star, 2 4 stars. So this one cost us $1,200 to get our first 5 star, which isn't bad. You've seen some other streamers and other people out there that spent a lot more to get their first 5 out of 5 stars, and 5 out of 5 gem here. So that's actually was very good. So let's try it again and see if we get luckier, or it's gonna cost us even more to get a 5 out of 5. So that seems like it's gonna cost a lot more. So we got a 4 out of 5. So it's ticking away. We're at 3,000. It's going. So you see how this RNG happens. And hey, I know about RNG. So this is $4,000 for your first 5 star. I've never spent that much to get 1 copy of the unit that I'm looking for. And in this case, this is just 1 copy, because you still need dupes of legendary gems to then power up. And here's the funny thing is, I'll reset it and do it again. The funny thing is, in the future, you don't know if Blizzard is going to introduce new legendary gems. Like right now, there's a bunch of legendary gems. People are, you know, grinding and getting, you know, these different types, and then getting a 5 out of 5 stars, like hitting a jackpot. But they can start adding like a gacha game. Like every month we have a new legendary gem, and it's a higher chance of a drop or things of that nature. And they can start doing it like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle does. And this is where it gets crazy. Look at this nonsense. Like, this is to get 1 copy of a top tier that you're looking for, just like I'm explaining on Dokkan Battle. We are at 8,000 now. This is again, this is just using the RNG mechanic within it. So it took us almost $10,000, $9,650 to get our first 5-star. And now here's the thing. I've played with this a little bit. I've gotten crazy lucky a couple times where I've gotten it in like $300. I've gotten the first 5-star in like $400. And this one's like $1,400. Like, oh, $1,400, that's it. And that's how you feel. And that's not good. As you see here, if you look at the ratio here, 0.17. So this is like twice the amount, or actually 3 times the amount of the chances you're going to get to get the legendary gem. So I'll run it one more time. See if we can get close to the average, which is it's 0.05, right? And we start looking at the cost. Well, here's 900. Boom, boom. Look at that. When you start looking at the cost, this is why a lot of people are pissed off at Diablo. Is you compare this to like a Dokkan Battle. Dokkan's tough. It's pretty bad as well. You can spend $1,000 on trying to get a unit and then rainbow them, things of that nature. But you get a lot of currency. You get a lot of chances. And in this case scenario, you don't get a lot of chances if you're free to play. And even if you're free to play and you gave a 10 legendary crests per week, right? 10 legendary crests per week, which you can do a full elder run and get an opportunity to run this, you're still not going to have a really viable chance of 7,000. So it's like close to like 5,000, 4,000, 5,000 for you to, the rate is how it's generated. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy when you compare this. Actually, I'll go over here. Compare this system to like a OG gacha game. It's highly in not your best interest to start spending on this game, because again, they can start to add things into this game that's more gacha oriented, where it's not technically gacha oriented right now, because you have a set of gems that you can collect, you can get, and you can try to max them out, rainbow them, how I call them, right? Maxing them out. But then they start adding new legendary gems and new drop systems and new things of that nature. And if they start doing that, I think this game is already going to be, it made a ton of money, right? In the first couple weeks, first month is going to make a ton of money. But the longevity of this game is going to get hurt due to that. Versus like you look at, Dokkan Battle, it's been around for 7 years and still going and still earning a bunch. So we'll see. We'll see if Diablo players, I am staying free to play. I am not spending a dime on Diablo Immortal. And thus I'm not going to be getting legendary gems. I'll get 1-star, 2-stars, but the chances of me getting a 5 out of 5 stars is almost 0. So anyway, I thought this was going to be a fun video just to make, and comparing it to Dokkan Battle for those people who watch my channel, is generally Dokkan Battle, but I at least wanted to bring a little bit of Immortal, since I am playing Immortal, on my free time and stuff like that. So again, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this comparison of Diablo Immortal's revenue system, legendary crests versus Dragonstones in a sense in Dokkan Battle, and how much different it is, and how bad it is. So stay free to play in Immortal, and I'd still also say free to play in Dokkan Battle as well. It's a lot easier to do that. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Later.